The following opinions are solely those of BoatTest.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I'm on a new boat from Beneteau, the Swift 41. Now, as with all of the boats in the Swift Trawler lineup, each one has unique features. The uniqueness that this brings to the table is it's the first one in the series to have an aft galley. So this puts it right in between the two entertainment zones, and to my eye, creates a more comfortable flow through between the entertainment zones. Let's start by taking a look at the galley features first. It's U-shaped over to the port hand side. There's a double basin sink. Just to the port of that is dish storage, and there are sorters inside here. Notice that the hatch is held open by a gas strut. This one has a propane stove that's also serving as a countertop. Open the hatch to do your cooking. There's also an electric option that can be had on this, which will give you an electric burner and then a microwave underneath. Here we've got the propane cooktop and the gas oven underneath. Now, the U-shape comes around to this area. There's a wastebasket right underneath here, and I like the convenience of having the trash being flush mounted so we can just scoop things right in, but what I don't like is having to reach in and pull a bag out through the counter. Well, they thought about that when they designed the Swift. If I lift up this little serving area, notice there's a hatch underneath that I can pull a wastebasket right out of. Additional storage is up above. Directly across is refrigeration, and just ahead is an ice maker. And of course there's storage just ahead, above and behind the refrigeration. Now with this shelf lifted in the up position, we have a serving area leading to the cockpit space. We can get out to this area and have it all opened up by a 5-foot wide opening door, but because we have an L to the counter, it's more 2 feet 11. Down 6 inches into this gathering area, and now look at, we have L-shaped seating going across the stern and the port hand side. Might seem a little bit cramped at first, but take a look at this. We can simply undo the 2 bolt latches in front, and then this entire seat slides back to give us much more usable space. There's storage underneath the seats, including propane storage. And notice that we could expand on the usable space in the cockpit by swinging the ladder forward. Now all this is under the protection of the extended flying bridge deck, 7 feet 1 inch off the main deck. There's a grab handle in the center, LED lights, and notice there's a recessed area going around the perimeter. There's an optional enclosure that can be rolled up, and when it is rolled up, it tucks into this recessed area and then gets covered over. Nice and slick. Now as we make our way back inside to this forward gathering area, notice grab rails up above, always something to hold on to. This area is up a 5.5 inch step, and then over on the port hand side, this is another unique feature to this boat. This U-shaped seating area, this hasn't been done on Swift Trawlers before. Provides a nice comfortable atmosphere for dining. There's an opening window to the port hand side and an opening door to the starboard side, so we have plenty of flow-through ventilation. This can also be lowered to form a berth, and normally when we see that happening, curtains go across all the windows and the back door, all of that gets closed off so this whole area goes dark. Beneteau has come up with another solution for this. Notice the tracks going all around this area so that the curtains are pulled across, enclosing just this space. Now we have a good flow through. We can still use both doors without disturbing anybody that might be sleeping in the berth. A couple of other nice features to appreciate. Notice the stylized drop-down area holding the LED lighting. The table is mounted to fixed pedestals, not the compression ones, so this gives it much more of a solid feel. When you want to convert it to a berth, it's separate pedestals. Notice up above, the Bose speaker connected to the surround sound system that drives the entertainment system and connects to the TV, which will be mounted right there. The decking is a Beneteau laminate flooring that we've seen before, but I do like how there's an added texture to it, giving it a better look and feel. Now continuing with our exterior gathering areas, we have the swim platform. With the seat moved forward into the cockpit, this gives us 3 feet 8 inches of available space on the platform. The teak decking continues on out, and notice that it's all on a single level. Now this platform is molded into the hull, so there's a lot of heft to it. We can mount a tender here or a PWC, and if we do that, there are several options for launching that. We can have davits put into the corner, much like we see next door on this Oceanus. We can even get aftermarket ones. There's also a hefty reboarding ladder underneath this hatch to the starboard side. And the area can get closed off with these stainless steel framed acrylic gates. Now the Swift 41 has an asymmetrical layout. 16-inch average width to the side decks on the port hand side, 19 inches to starboard. There's also 28-inch high bulwarks to add protection. And notice we can also close the door off to give a little more protection to the cockpit area. Notice also we've got protection overhead that comes out 23 inches. And as we continue forward, 3 steps, each one 9 inches, taking us towards the foredeck. There's a sun pad on top of the trunk cabin that measures 68 inches by 81 inches. The headrest is in a fixed position. I'd like to see that adjustable into a chaise lounge position. Protection to the sides is in shape of the rails, coming up 30 inches on top of a 7-inch tow rail. Now, let's check out the flying bridge. Well, this is certainly a welcoming gathering area. Mind the 2-inch step as you come forward. This space begins with L-shaped seating over to the port hand side. There's an adjustable seat back. There are 2 options for this table. One is a fixed table and the other is this expandable table, the leg that swings out, giving you a dining area all the way across to the opposite side where there's another aft-facing chaise lounge with an adjustable seat back. All this, of course, under the protection of the bimini top with LED lighting. Now, just on the aft deck, we have wide open space, 6 feet 9 inches by 6 feet 9 inches. It's protected by rails surrounding it, 34 inches high, far away exceeding ABYC standards. Now, just forward, there's a hatch that can be lifted up to expose an electric grill and a cutting surface over a sink. Just underneath is a refrigerator and a trash receptacle. Now, this boat is also available in a sedan version, and if you go for that option, then you can get a sunroof, solar panels on the roof, kayak racks, a whole bunch of options. Now let's go down below and take a look at this 2-stateroom with an option for 3-stateroom yacht. Now in this boat, the master is fully forward and, well, it's plenty open and airy. 6 feet 4 inches of overhead clearance. The berth measures 64 by 79 inches. There's a natural light coming in from hull side windows to both port and starboard, and notice there are integrated port lights in both of them. Also more natural light coming in from an overhead hatch. There's plenty of storage going all the way around and even underneath the berth. Over to the port hand side, there's a stereo, and we also have a mount for a flat screen TV. Now, this also has a split head arrangement. Let's take a look at that. Over to the starboard side, just a shower. There's also an opening port and an overhead hatch, teak decking and a teak seat. Over to the port hand side, this is the water closet where we have the toilet, vacuum flush, another opening port, sink, and a large mirror just ahead, and another overhead hatch. Now I like how Beneteau takes care of a lot of the little details. Like, look at these latches, stainless steel, heavy duty. The doors are gasketed all the way around, so there's no rattling while we're underway. And the latch is recessed in, so you're not going to snag your sweaters or shirts on that. When you close the door, a magnet brings the latch out. Now moving aft over to the port hand side, the double stateroom. This one features 2 opening port lights, one integrated into the hull side window, plenty of storage. We can also add a filler cushion to convert this into a queen size berth. Directly across is the guest head. Now this is a wet head, has a shower, curtain to be pulled across, there's a vessel sink, mirror just ahead of that, an opening port light, and a vacuum flush toilet. And it's a nice touch that vents for the heat and air conditioning are in the heads as well. In our last stateroom, this one features a single berth. There's another opening port light just above. We can option this out to have ginormous storage instead of making it into a stateroom. There's also an optional washer dryer just to the back. With every iteration of the Swift Trawler series, there are new features being added to the boat. And this makes it easy to pick and choose which boat you want, not so much by size, but by function. A larger boat may have more space, but it'll have different functions as well. Smaller boat may have more of what you're looking for. It's all a way to pick and choose on the Swift Trawler series, and that's the way it is with the 41 as well. And that's my full features inspection with the Swift Trawler 41. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve, and I'll see you on the water.